Hello friends, today we are going to discuss special category status and its relevance in UPSC civil services, prelims and mains examination. So now let us first know what is special category status. See, this is a term defined in 1969 by the 5th Finance Commission and the classification was started after that. Okay, so just remember two words, 5th Finance Commission and 1969. 1969 is the year of its starting into the Indian system, Indian political and social system. Next point is how this classification was given to some of the states. So there were certain criteria which were included, and those criteria were decided by whom? Those were decided by NDC, National Development Council. So you should remember this much fact, that who decided the criteria upon which these states should be classified as special category status, right? So it was decided by NDC. NDC used to come under Planning Commission body. Now entire thing has been replaced by Niti Aayog. Okay, so let us now move to what were the criteria. So there were five criteria were there, and those criteria are, just remember point by point. First, hilly and difficult terrain. So those areas where there are hills and difficult terrains, for example Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal, Sikkim, those areas. Second is low population density or the presence of sizable tribal population. So areas which were having tribal population. So why these were segregated as special category status? Because these areas have low population density as well as low literacy level, low educational level. Therefore, to provide them incentives, these areas were chosen. For example, Mizoram, Meghalaya and Assam, these areas. Third point is strategic location along international borders. So suppose there are some areas, there are some states whose border is of strategic importance. For example, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir. So this point is included in that sense. Fourth point is economic and infrastructure backwardness. So there were some states which were backward in the sense of economic and infrastructure development. For example, Bihar. Take the case of Bihar. It is still backward state. Okay, Odisha. It is still a backward state. So these states were chosen on this criteria. Fifth one is non-viable nature of state finances. So fifth one is directly related with the state's administration related to financial mechanisms. For example, suppose there are some states which are going through some financial crisis due to maladministration in the financial system. They are not managing the budget, they are overspending, they are not able to manage revenue expenditure, they are not able to manage other resources, and they are spending too much, in the sense that moving out of the disproportionate expenditure, you can say that. So for those states, there were such steps were needed. So we should list down these 5 criteria and then move on to what kind of assistance does the SCS status provide. Now therefore let us look at its constitutional angle. So see, there is no constitutional provision to have such a step of special economic status or say special category status to any states. However, time to time central government has taken steps to provide some of the states special category status or currently going a special economic status to have political, social, developmental, strategic purposes, as we have discussed. So remember this much, that there is no constitutional provision. Now let us move to again special category status states. So how to decide like how much you have to give to certain states which comes under special category status. So it becomes a basket of states under a special category status, and they will be provided some beneficiary opportunities in certain sectors. For example, total central assistance to be transferred to the SCS was like 30% of the entire transferable amount, and this was decided by the Gadgil-Mukherjee formula. So just remember the words Gadgil-Mukherjee formula, and in the prelims examination it may be asked that Gadgil-Mukherjee formula is related with A, B, C, D, and in one of the options there will be like special category status. So you have to mark upon that. Okay. Second point was 90% of central share and 10% of state share will be the ratio of centrally sponsored schemes. So we all know there are schemes provided by the center to the states in two parts. First one is centrally sponsored scheme, and second one is central sector schemes. So in what happens in centrally sponsored schemes, the word here is sponsored. It means that some of the cost will be shared. So some of the assistance will be provided by the central government, and some of the assistance will be provided by the state governments. So in this case, 90 and 10 is the ratio. Okay, so remember the ratio, 90 is to 10, 90 from center and 10 from the states. Now in the current prevailing scenario, after Niti Aayog, construction of Niti Aayog and recommendation of the 14th Finance Commission to have a state share in the central divisible tax pool from 32% to 42%, this system is abolished. So there is no longer this system of a special category status to any state. So remember these things. And in briefly, you should know what were the problems, which is why it has been abolished. So you can always state the example that most of the time these were implemented for the political reasons rather than the economic or social reasons. Second point is lobbying by some states and regional party led to opportunist classification. Third point is the selection criteria were in the hands of central government and states did not have much say. Therefore, it was like monopoly of the center. Fourth point is, as many reports and data has said, that it is quite evident that even after awarding special category status, not much economic progress has been noticed. So see, here it is about output. Earlier it was about input. So somewhere there were problems in the input parameters, and now it is a problem of the output. So suppose you provide special status to Bihar and it has not developed in last 40 years. So what is the point of giving them a special status, right? So that is the argument. So that is all, guys. That is all, friends. Thank you and have a nice